Hi, I'm Melissa. Welcome to Youth Yoga. I'll be taking you through your classes this semester. Make sure that you have a yoga mat or a beach towel, works just fine. Be wearing comfortable clothes and have some water or something to drink nearby. Today, we are going to be using an old necktie. I use this in place of a yoga strap. I don't have a yoga strap at home, so I use an old necktie. If you have an old necktie at home, these work great. You could also use a jump rope. You could use a bed sheet that you've rolled up, or maybe a beach towel that you've folded. You want something that's about 4 feet long. So if you need to pause the video and run and get something, go ahead and do that. We'll be using this in just a couple minutes for some deep stretches. Let's go ahead and get started with some breathing. So sit comfortably on your mat, whether you're sitting on your knees with your legs crossed or with your legs extended. We're focusing on the posture. We've got tall, lengthening posture through the back. The shoulders are low and relaxed. The chin is slightly tucked in, and we're extending through the top of the head. We're breathing in and out through the nose. Just taking a minute to enjoy a nice deep breath. Take a minute to scan through your body from head to toe, noticing if you brought any tension with you into class today. I carry my tension in my shoulders and my upper back. Some people carry tension through the jaw, the hands, the legs. So take a minute just to notice if you have any stress or tension in your body today. We'll stay here for 3 to 4 more breath cycles. Good. One more deep cleansing breath. And then go ahead and reach for that tie or jump rope or sheet, whatever you're using today. We're going to extend the arms straight out from the shoulders. This is where the grip will be. So we have a short grip on the tie or on the rope. We'll be making an X. So we're just doing a crisscross motion, trying to keep the arms parallel to the ground. We're slightly pressing forward through the knuckles so that we've got a reaching motion going on. Just a couple more. Good. Go ahead and lower your tie down into your lap. We're opening our hands out wide, and we want tension on the tie, so make sure you don't have slack in the middle. The hands come out to the edges. We're taking a deep breath in, sitting up straight and tall. Extend the arms overhead. Shoulder blades pull down, and then use the exhale to drop the hands back down into the lap. And then again, we're breathing in, lifting. Good. Exhale, lowering. And then again, take a nice deep breath in, extend. And exhale, lower. This time, if it's comfortable for your shoulders, we're taking it up and over. So breathe in, send those arms up. You can always stay here if this is what's best for your body today. If it's comfortable, go ahead and drop your hands behind your back. So we're lowering all the way down to the tailbone. And then we're breathing in, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Good. We've got a couple more. Take a deep breath in, lift. Exhale, lower. Breathing in, lift. Exhale, lower. We've got one more set. And remember to stay in a comfortable range of motion. So you can always stop right here. Good, breathing in, extend, and exhale down. We'll be rolling onto our backs using the tie. So go ahead and come all the way down so that you're laying on your back. We're bringing the tie around the right foot, and the left leg extends all the way down. We've got a straight right leg, and we're pointing the toe and flexing the foot. Pointing the toes and flexing or straightening the foot. This is warming up the shins and the calves. It's also really good for your ankles and the soles of the feet as well as the arches. Good, bringing that foot to stillness. We're bending our right knee. Use both tails of the tie to draw that right knee up towards the ribs. We're extending and lengthening the left leg. So we're reaching through the left toes as we draw that right knee up. Staying with that deep breath. When you're ready, send your foot straight back up to the ceiling. We're opening out halfway to the side. So take your leg, bring it halfway out to the right, bend your knee, and draw the knee towards the right shoulder. Keep lengthening and extending through the grounded leg, the left leg, as we draw that right knee towards the right shoulder. Stay with a nice deep breath. Good, straightening out that leg, both tails of the tie come to the right hand. With a straight leg, we're taking that leg up and over to the side. So we're opening our right leg as far to the side as we comfortably can today. The left arm opens and we turn the head to the left, looking out over the fingertips. So we've turned our head looking away from our legs. We're stretching the inner thigh here. And then we move our head back to center. We bend the knee, kick straight up to the ceiling. Switch the tails of the tie to your left hand. Try to keep your legs straight and cross up and over. Just far enough so the right hip is directly on top of the left hip. The right arm opens to the side and we turn the head to the right, looking away from the leg again. Turning the head back to center, bend your knee, kick your foot straight up to the ceiling, hold both tails of the tie with your hands, lead with the heel and lower your right leg down next to your left leg. We're doing that same thing on the other side. So bring the tail of your tie around the left foot, point and flex. Good, bringing that foot to stillness, bend your left knee, draw the left knee up into the ribs as you lengthen and reach through the right leg. Breathing deeply in and out through the nose. We're kicking our foot straight back up to the ceiling, opening the leg halfway to the left. So stop your leg once it's halfway down to the floor. Bend your knee and draw the knee towards your left shoulder. Good, straightening out that leg, both tails of the tie come to the left hand. Open that leg as far to the left as you comfortably can. The right arm opens to the right and we turn the head again, looking away from the legs. Turning the head back to center, bend the knee, kick straight up to the ceiling. Switch both tails of your tie to your right hand. Cross that leg up and over, just far enough so the hips are stacked. The left arm opens to the side and we turn our head looking over the left fingertips. It's not important that your foot touches the ground. We're simply trying to stack and line up the hips. Bending that knee, come back to center, kick the foot straight up in the air. Hold both tails of your tie, lead with your heel, and drop your leg down next to your other leg. We are done with your necktie or jump rope or sheet, so go ahead and move that to the side. We're coming all the way up and we're into a tabletop. We're doing 2 slow rounds of a cat-cow. So remember that we're stacking the joints on top of each other. Shoulders are over elbows, elbows are over wrists, fingers spread apart wide, and we've got space between the knees. So we're dropping the belly and lifting the chin. We're staying here for a couple breaths, letting that low back completely release. When you're ready, start to pull your mid back up toward the ceiling so that we're rounding into a cat stretch. We're looking back towards the belly. And then one last time, drop the belly, lift the chin. Relax the low back, staying here for a few breaths. Ready, go ahead and round into your cat stretch. Coming to a flat tabletop back, we're tucking our toes, we're lifting into a down dog. Ears are right next to the arms, the hands push forward. We're sinking down into those heels. One more deep breath. Press through your toes and line the shoulders up over the wrists. We're into a high plank. Another option, if a high plank is not good for you today, knees are down into a tabletop and the hips lower into a kneeling plank. So this is always an option. Anytime we do a high plank, feel free to drop your knees instead. One more time, press into your down dog. And float forward to your high plank or your kneeling plank. Press into your hands, tailbone comes back up into a down dog. Take little tiny steps, walking those feet forward. Once the soles of your feet are on the mat, circle sweep your arms all the way up. We're reaching up to the ceiling, and then we're swan diving back down. The arms reach to the sides, and the ribs pour forward. We've got 2 breaths in a forward fold. Soften your knees, circle sweep your arms all the way up. Deep breath in. Staying upright, go ahead and drop those arms down. Good, we're into a warrior 1. The right foot is in the front. The left foot is in the back. Heels are on the same line. So if you were to draw a line down the center of your mat, your heels will be on the same line. The front knee is bent and the hips are turned to the top of the mat. Take a breath in and sweep the arms up, palms face each other. Once you feel like you found the pose, take a minute to look for some activation. So we're pushing the right foot forward, we're pushing the left foot back. So we're actually pressing the feet away from each other. This gives us a little bit of dynamic tension, which helps us work more of the muscle fibers instead of just standing here. Go ahead and turn to a warrior 2. Feet stay planted. The hips turn to the long side of the mat. Arms come out parallel to the ground. We're looking over the right fingers. Being careful not to lunge forward. So keep those shoulders lined up over the hips. Reach like you're trying to touch the wall in front of you. Extend like you're trying to touch the wall behind you. From the hips down, sink. From the waist up, lift. So again, we've got all that dynamic tension running through the body. We've got a few deep breaths here. We're getting ready for a reverse warrior. So the back arm drops down, the right arm extends. We're looking up toward the ceiling and we're relaxing that left shoulder down the back side of the body. Take 2 more breaths here. And we're back to warrior 2. Reach, extend, ground, lengthen. We're switching to a triangle. So we're unbending our front knee. We line up the spine by reaching the right arm to the front first. Once you can't reach forward anymore, the right arm drops down, the left arm points up. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other. So be careful not to turn down toward the ground, and be careful not to overextend and look up toward the ceiling. So keep those shoulders directly on top of each other. That front leg stays as straight as you comfortably can have it today. On your next breath out, take your top hand, send it down to the mat, step your front foot back. We're into a down dog, and then float forward to your high plank. And then a down dog, and then a high plank or a kneeling plank. Good, one more time. Coming back to a down dog. Soften your knees, walk the feet forward. Take a deep breath in, circle sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, diving into a forward fold. We've got 3 to 4 breaths of rest. Good, soften your knees, reach those arms back out, strengthening that low back as we come all the way back up and the arms drop down. Good, we're into a warrior 1 with the left foot in the front, the right foot is in the back, heels are on the same line, hips turn to the front of the mat. Shoulder blades pull down. We want to reach and extend through the fingers and through the very top of the head. We're pressing the feet away from each other, and we're breathing deeply in and out through the nose. Turning to a warrior 2. The left arm is in the front. Check your front knee. Knees tend to roll in, so make sure that your knee is pointing to your middle toes. Shoulders are lined up over the hips. Arms are parallel. We're reaching, grounding, extending, lengthening, and focusing on the breath. We're back to a reverse warrior. So the right arm drops down, that left arm extends up to the ceiling, almost like you're adding space between the ribs on the left side of the body. Good, we're back to a warrior 2. Arms are parallel, look over the left fingers. Stay grounded and planted through those feet. And unbend that front knee, reach the left arm to the front first to shift the spine. Then the left arm finds the leg, the right arm extends up to the ceiling, shoulders are stacked. We're grounding or pushing into the outer edge of the back foot and the big toe, the pinky toe, and the heel of the front foot. When you're ready to breathe out, drop that top arm to a down dog. Step your foot back. Good. Come back to your high plank or your kneeling plank and hold. Being careful not to banana back. Being careful not to do a half down dog. We want a nice straight back. Keep the belly tight. Good, knees drop down, and we're resting in child's pose. So you can open your knees wide, hips come down toward the heels. We fold forward. You can bring your head all the way down to the mat, or you can stack your fists on top of each other. We stay in child's pose, resting for about 8 breath cycles. With every breath out, try to sink down and relax, releasing any tension or holding through your muscles. As we take a few breaths just to unplug and recalibrate the body. 2 more deep breaths. Good, we're coming up to a tabletop, getting ready for something called a sunbird. The sunbird is a cousin of the cat-cow. So the back is going to be moving like it would be in a cat-cow, but we're adding a knee tuck with a leg extension. So we're getting a little bit of core work and we're strengthening the glutes. So go ahead and come on up to your tabletop, round into a cat stretch. Take your right knee and pull it in towards the belly. And then breathe out, drop the belly, lift the chin, and it's like you're stamping your foot. So that right knee stays bent and the sole of the foot stamps the ceiling. And then round your back, pull that knee back up towards your ribs. Drop the belly, lift the chin, stamp the foot. Good, 2 more. Working with the breath. And here's the final one on this side. This is a really good strength builder for the low back. The low back is the foundation of our posture. Go ahead and come back to your tabletop, round into your cat stretch. We're doing 4 on the other side. So that left knee pulls in, drop the belly, lift the chin, the foot is flexed, stamp the ceiling. And then 3 more. Taking it at your own perfect. Go ahead and find your way back into a tabletop. We're tucking our toes and we're lifting to a down dog. From your down dog, bend your knees, take those little steps, walking the feet forward. Come all the way up, deep breath in, circle sweep the arms up, and then exhale, dropping those arms down. Good. I will be turning to the long side of my mat, but you can stay facing either way for this exercise. We'll be bringing the feet into a V shape. So click your heels together with your toes open. Hands come to the hips. We're going to be lifting to the tiptoes and then coming back down, pushing the heels together. So we're lifting to the tiptoes. Breathe out, push your heels back down. As we're doing this, we're trying to keep the core active and tight. But what exactly is core activation? A really simple way to think of it is if you had your pinkies on your hip bones and you had your thumbs on your low ribs and then you drew your hands together, this feeling right here is core activation. So try to keep your core nice and tight as we work on strengthening and toning the legs. We're still working with that breath, so we breathe in as we lift, and we exhale as we sink down. We've got 4 more sets, and then we pulse with the heels up. Good, last two, lift and press those heels, back up, and heels are down. We're coming to a pulse, so the heels will stay up the entire time. It's just a quick fluttering motion through the heels. We're doing it 12 times, so here we go. Heels are up, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring those heels down. We're turning back to the top of our mat. The right foot is in the front. The left foot is in the back. We're getting ready for a high lunge. All 10 toes face the front. The feet are on 2 separate tracks, so we don't have that back foot turned like we would in a warrior. Take a minute to adjust your feet, bringing them closer together or further apart. Take a breath in and send the arms up. Shoulder blades pull down, fingertips extend. We're grounding into that front foot, and we're pushing and lengthening that back heel, even if it's not touching the mat. Take 2 more deep breaths. We're switching to a balancing airplane. Shift your weight to your front leg. Drop your arms down. Extend your back leg. Point the fingers and the back foot in the same direction. If you fall, get right back into it. The body is shaped like a capital letter T. And go ahead and drop that back foot down and send the arms back up to your high lunge. Couple more deep breaths. Good, hands come to the hips. We're straightening out the front knee and then bending the front knee. Straightening the front knee, bending the front knee. Think of it more as a lift and a lower, not forwards and backwards. So we rise up and sink down. Rising up and sinking down. Good, 2 more. Now we come to a standing airplane. So we drop the hands down, palms are open. Shift the weight to the front foot. This time we're just hovering the back toes over the mat, maybe 2 inches or so. You should feel those muscles, right, that flank your spine and your low back. Good. Drop your left foot down. The left foot is in the front. The right foot is in the back. Feet are on 2 separate tracks. Inhale the arms up. We're keeping length in that back leg by pushing the back heel. 2 to 3 more breaths, and we're into our balancing airplane. Reach the arms forward and then down. Shift your weight to your front leg. The back leg points. Palms can be up, down, or sideways. Reach forward through the head. Pull the shoulder blades down. Bending the front knee. Set your back foot down. Arms extend back up. And then hands come to the hips. Straightening the front knee. And bending the front knee. Extending up and sinking down. Lifting and lowering. Here's 3 more. Good, last one. And shift to a standing airplane. Not a balancing airplane, but a standing airplane. The back toes hover over the mat. Good, go ahead and drop that foot down. we're coming to a standing balance called a pigeon. So the feet are hips distance apart and both of the knees bend slightly. We press the palms in to help with balance. We shift our way onto our right leg. The left ankle crosses over, toes point down, and then we lower the hips just a little bit until we feel that stretch in the hips. We've got a nice straight and stable low back. This is a good hip opener. One more breath. Good, drop your hands, slowly come out of that. Plant both feet on the ground, bend both knees slightly, palms come together, switch your weight to your left foot. The right ankle crosses, lower the hips down. Usually one side is much more cooperative than the other. Two more breaths. Good, come all the way out of that. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan diving forward. Palms come to the mat, come back to your down dog. And then a high plank and hold, or a kneeling plank. Good, knees come down to the mat. Settle back for a quick child's pose. Resting the forehead. The hips press down toward the feet. And we're relaxing, we're breathing. Take 3 to 4 more deep breaths. Go ahead and bring yourself all the way back up. We're coming to a seated position. So we're coming all the way down. Soles of the feet are hips distance apart. The arms are extended and we've got a nice straight back. So we're hinging back and then we're sitting up. The back stays straight the entire time. Starting just to fire up that core a little bit. We'll be continuing this motion, but adding a twist in just a couple repetitions. Good, use your exhale to hinge back. Okay, here we go. Bend your right elbow, look over the right shoulder, and then extend both arms out. Bend your left elbow, turn, look over the left shoulder, and back to center. Continue alternating from side to side. Adding that little twist helps us work more muscle fibers in the core. We've got 3 more on each side. Find a comfortable range of motion today. Find your own edge. Good, 2 more sets. And last one. Good, keep those arms extended. We're starting a march through the feet. So pick up one foot and then the other. Marching the feet. Keep that march going and pull your arms up high. You can have the arms next to the ears or you can do a goal post. Either way is fine. Two more sets. Good, soles of the feet come together, sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, hinge forward. The ribs are lowering down towards the feet. The head and the neck stay right in line with the spine. Take 2 more breaths here. Come all the way back up to sitting. It's a good spot for a drink if you want to take a sip. We'll be moving on to some sun salutations. Sun salutations are often done at the beginning of a practice because they're a way that we bring heat to the body. So it can be a really good warm-up, but they're great to use at any time. Sun salutations work every single muscle group in the entire body. So we'll go ahead and get started, taking it really slow at first, and then we'll go through a set faster. So go ahead and tuck your toes, lift to your down dog, take those feet, walk forward, circle sweep the arms all the way up, and then breathing out, we're swan diving down. Take the right foot and step it back, ground into your front foot, and come up to a high lunge. Deep breath in. From here, we drop those arms down. Hands come to the mat, step back to a down dog. Float forward into a high plank. And then a low plank, so bend your elbows, lower the body halfway down and hover. And then flip the tops of your feet, point your toes to the back, and look up slightly into an up dog. Flip your toes back around. Send your tailbone up to the ceiling. Take a giant step forward. Circle sweep the arms all the way up. Arms stay extended. Bend your knees into a chair. So that's one side. And then drop the arms down. Reach all the way up. Good. Exhale, swan diving forward. Now the left foot steps back. High lunge. Deep breath in. Good. Down dog. Here's your high plank. Float forward. A low plank called a chaturanga. Up dog. Good. Flip your feet. Down dog. Take a big step through. Come all the way up. And then bend those knees and settle into a chair. And that is one full set of a sun salutation. We'll go through one more today. They take a lot of practice, so just be patient. Take a deep breath in, reach up. Breathe out, forward fold. The right foot steps back. Breathe into your high lunge. Breathe out to your down dog. Breathe into your high plank. Low plank. Up dog. Down dog. Take a big step through. Breathe in, circle sweep the arms up. And chair. Nice job finishing off that last side. Forward fold. The left foot steps back. High lunge. Good. Down dog. High plank. Chaturanga. Up dog. Flip your toes. Down dog. Step forward. Breathe in, come all the way up. And chair. Nice job. From chair, keep your legs just as they are and bring those palms in. Staying in chair for a few breaths. Now we pick both heels up and drop the heels down. Heels are up and down. Keep that low back nice and straight. So we're not rounding or curving. Good, we've got 4 more. Here's 3, 2, my legs are shaking, and 1. Plant your heels, breathe in, send the arms up, and then exhale, hands come behind the tailbone. Interlace your fingers, breathe in, draw the shoulder blades together, and then exhale, diving that head down into a forward fold with a chest expansion. We're pushing or grounding into the heels. We're lifting up through the legs. Shoulder blades move towards each other. And the elbows draw together. Getting ready for a high plank or a kneeling plank. Hands come all the way down to the mat. Step your feet back. Couple breaths here. Knees lifted or down. Check your fingers. Make sure there's lots of space between each finger. And drop your knees down. Nice job. Go ahead and turn toward the long portion of your mat. Opening those feet nice and wide. We're reaching down towards our right leg, and the left arm comes up and over. The hips stay planted, the shoulders stay stacked. And then switching sides. Opening and expanding through the opposite side of the body. You can look up, down, or straight ahead. And then that same thing one more time on each side. See if you can get just a little bit further into that range of motion. Go ahead and change sides. Reaching up and over. Ribs are wide and open. And back to center. Keep your legs just as they are. Hinge forward. We're extending the arms straight out. If you'd like, you can bend your elbows and bring your forearms down if you're not compromising your alignment. So keep your back nice and straight. Head and neck are an extension of the spine. Stretching out the low back and the inside of the legs. One more deep breath. Go ahead and press all the way up, and we're rolling onto our backs. Grab a drink if you would like. And we're rolling all the way down to our back. Knees are bent. Soles of the feet are on the mat. The arms are next to the body with the palms down. We're coming into a spinal lift, and then we'll add a little bit of an extra exercise for the legs as well. Start by taking a deep breath in through your nose. When you're ready to breathe out, ground into your feet. Start to peel your back up. Starting down at the tailbone. Lift up as high as you can. Maybe up to your shoulders, and then slowly work your way back down. Once your hips and tailbone are on the mat, take a breath in. Good, breathe out, press. Start lifting. And work your way back down. So for the other portion of this exercise, we have a few different options. If you're looking for an extra challenge today, you're going to press into that spinal lift, send your right leg up, and lift and lower that right leg with your back up off the ground. Another option is to have your back all the way down on the ground, send your right leg up, and lift and lower that way. So pick whichever one you want, with your back lifted, dropping and lifting that right leg, or with your back down. 2 more. Good, bend your knees, come all the way down, take a couple breaths of rest. And we're doing that same thing on the other side. The body is not symmetrical. We have one side that is stronger, we have one side that has a better range of motion, one side with more flexibility. So feel free to experiment a little bit with each side. Go ahead and press into your feet, lift up, send that left leg up, lower and lift, or bring your hips down, extend the left leg up, lower and lift. Either way, you're just adding a little bit of glute work if your back is lifted. Last 3. Good, bend both knees, draw the knees into the ribs, point the toes, and flex the feet. Pointing and flexing. Bring those feet to stillness. Take a minute to separate your toes, letting your toes move away from each other and stretch. Relax the toes. Feet come down to the mat. We're into a laying down tree. So extend your right leg out. The left knee falls open. Take a breath in and send the arms up, stretching. We're reaching and extending through the right leg. We're lengthening and extending through the fingertips. Point your knee up to the ceiling and switch sides. The left leg extends down, the right knee falls open. Send both arms up, or you can do more of a goalpost for your arms. Sometimes that feels really good to the shoulders and the upper back. Two more deep breaths. Pointing the knee back to the ceiling, soles of the feet come to the mat. We're into a laying down butterfly. So the soles of the feet come together and the knees fall open. You can use your hands to support your legs if that's comfortable, or you can just let them relax. There's a little tiny bit of space between our low back and the mat. Stay here getting a couple nice deep breaths. Good, knees come back together, feet are on the mat. Your hands can rest on your belly or next to your body as we get ready to move on to a breathing practice. Get a couple normal breaths in and out through the nose. And then breathe in through the nose for 2. Breathe out through the nose for 2. Breathe in through the nose for 3. Breathe out through the nose for 3. Breathe in through the nose for 4. Exhale for 4. Breathing in for 5. Breathing out for 5. Breathing in for 6. And breathing out for 6. You can stay with this count if that's comfortable for you. You can always try to bump it up one more notch and breathe in for 7 and exhale for 7. It's important to stay comfortable, so find a number that you feel comfortable with and focus on breathing in and breathing out for that same number. Going through a few breath cycles. one more time, breathing in and breathing out. Go ahead and extend your legs all the way down to the mat. Arms are next to the body, palms are up. We're getting ready for our final relaxation, sometimes called Shavasana. We're laying here in stillness, breathing deeply. Usually it's comfortable if you close your eyes, and we're just relaxing all the different muscle groups in the body. So this portion is something for you to finish at home. You're going to want to stay here for somewhere between 7 and 10 minutes. It's a really important part of a yoga practice. So please be sure that you don't skip it, but use a stopwatch or a timer. Set it for somewhere between 7 to 10 minutes. And breathe deep and be still. Thank you.